So the first thing you want to do, if you've not already, is to create an account. If you've already got one, great. If not, after you've downloaded the app, create one. It's going to ask you a lot of questions like your current goal, your current height, your current weight, and all that sort of stuff. What you say on this will dictate the calories it suggests to you, which I want you to ignore. But just get it filled in anyway. You have to do it to basically get the app up and running. So it'll just ask you about height, weight, how much weight you want to lose, and all that wonderful stuff. So just get all that set up and out of the way, and then you're ready to go. So yeah, like you can see here, what it'll do from there, I got an email then, is it will set you a calorie goal. And I do want you to ignore this calorie goal because that's based on what MyFitnessPal suggests. But what MyFitnessPal suggests and what I suggest will be two totally different things, basically. So just ignore that number that's set to you. So once you have set everything up, I want you to basically add me as a friend. So that's done under more. And then if you go to where it says friends, I'm just finding that on here. I can't even find it on here. It's really good, isn't it? But yeah. And what you can do then is add me as a friend. So yeah, it says add friends. Click on that and do it by my username, which is LucyCook19. Add me to that, and that basically then allows me to see your diary, which is a good way of me being able to assess without having to, back and forward food diaries. So to make your diary accessible for me, go on settings, diary settings, and then make it so I can see it. And another thing you can do under diary settings is adjust your meals. So if you're having like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, you can do that. If you're like me and have like 6 meals a day, you could call it meal 1, meal 2, meal 3. So just adjust that so that it's set up for however many meals a day you have or snacks. Okay, so now tracking. So first, let's go into breakfast and let's add food. So you'll see loads of different sort of menu items and things, such as, recipes, meals, my foods. So the most basic way to search for something is under that search bar. So type in what it is that you are having or tracking in. So, for example, I've searched that. Banana comes up. And it will just literally give you a generic banana, and then you can press the tick and boom, it's tracked in for you. Now, banana's quite a generic thing, so that will work for all things. But let's say you're having some chicken. You've got some chicken breast from the supermarket. Now, that can be, when you cook it or it's raw, it does have different values. So let's go for a chicken breast. Let's type that in. You're tracking it in raw weight. So you want to make sure that you're tracking it in as raw weight because it will make a difference. And then you click on it. But let's say you're not having 100 grams, you're having 88. The easiest way is to change the 100 to 1 gram and then just type in how many grams you're having. And that way it matches the value of what it is you're having. Another great way to track is, click that button again. And when there's that little barcode thing, click on that. And what it'll do is it will bring up your camera. And from there, you literally go on to the item it is you want to track, and it will literally put that in. Now, this is a bad example because this is a 0 calorie thing, but it'll bring up the calories and then just press the tick again, and boom, that's tracked in. So that's quite a good one to do when you are on the go. So another thing you can do, so let's say, for example, you bought something from quite an independent local company. They're not on the database, they don't have a barcode. You click create food, and it'll ask you all these details like the brand's name, the description of it. So just fill all this in. So I've gone with Build and Bake, which is a little brownie company. You do need to fill all this in, otherwise it won't let you progress. And then from there, you can put the calories or the macros in it. And then, that's tracked in. And once you've done it once, it saves onto the database. So you don't have to do this multiple times, which can get annoying. And that way it's saved in. So even like more independent-y things, you can still track in. Now, another thing I suggest if you eat the same meal quite often is to, again, press that plus button and click create a meal. And then where it says add food, the same as you normally would, you will add in the foods in that meal. So give it a name. You can give it a pretty picture if you want as well. And for example, you eat the same breakfast every day, the same amount of oats with the same amount of protein and the same amount of peanut butter every day. If that is the case, then just create a meal and it will save you a lot of money in the long run. So get all the things in it that you would put into the meal. So I've just gone with basically an oats whey and peanut butter meal. Tracking all of this in, and then once all that is tracked in, you've basically got a meal saved there and then. So press the save button and that will save as a meal, and then when you go back on to the where it says meals, that will be saved on there. So if you click on that, boom, it's saved. And so for those of you wanting to track macros, when you do click on a food, you'll see next to the caloric value, it does have the macro breakdown of that product. So you can see when you're actually looking at a food, what sort of macros it's got just from the get-go. If you're wanting then to see how many macros you've had in your meal, if you flip the phone onto its side, what it'll do is you can see there is it gives you the macros. It's annoying because it's not flipped on this video, but you can see there it gives you the carbs, fats breakdown. The easiest way if you want to see your sort of totals for the day is look at the bottom. But what I do, and I think it's a lot easier, is if you flip your phone back into the normal side, scroll down to the bottom and it says nutrition. Click on that, go onto the nutrients thing, and there it'll tell you what macros you've had that day. And yeah, that's it. Simple as that. Easy as pie, right? Have fun with MyFitnessPal, guys.